Dear ladies and gentlemen, now that we have almost finished our last year at school, some of us are going to look for a job in the near future. But when applying to a job, you always have to expect that you will encounter some kind of bias from the other end. Most of the time, bias is unconscious. This is hardwired into our brains and completely natural. But the point where it's no longer justifiable is when people actively try to put others down because of certain factors. There are numerous types of workplace discrimination, but most commonly are the ones against gender, racial and ethnic origin, religion and belief, disabilities, orientation, and age. There's a diagram in the book that shows the amounts of employment discrimination lawsuits in the USA from 2017. The most lawsuits, with 49%, were about cases of illegal retaliation. It's when an employee complains about discrimination but gets punished by the company for doing so. The next highest one was racial bias with 38%, then disability with 32%, gender with 30%, age with 22%, 10% about national origin, and 4% about religion. Discrimination in the workplace is not to be taken lightheartedly. The effects it can have on the victims can be devastating. When you are constantly being targeted, you are starting to hate to go to work. This affects your productivity and might get you in trouble even more. And let's not forget about the other psychological effects that come with it. You will probably experience increased levels of stress and anxiety, and the likelihood of depression shoots through the roof. When you finally decide that you had enough and leave your job, you have now lost your presumably only stream of income, which can get you in financial problems if you don't get a new job over a longer period of time. The examples that I just mentioned are more on the extreme side. It could also just be that you feel a bit disadvantaged to others, but nothing else changes. But what can we do about employment discrimination? The first thought that comes to mind is to simply ban it. In the Amsterdam Treaty of the European Union, it was considered to be illegal to discriminate against people because of their gender, racial and ethnic origin, religion and belief, disability, sexual orientation, or age. But this does not solve the issue just like that. If you want to avoid a court, the only way is to speak to your employer. The chance of your boss recognizing and admitting to his wrongdoing won't be the highest, but it would be worth a try. Otherwise, you have to contact an attorney to take legal action. The worst thing that many victims do is to do nothing at all. No one knows that they are suffering and they let the pain consume them. The employer continues to do his thing and gets away with it. Just talk to someone. Maybe they can help you. And don't let your boss and his actions get unnoticed. Maybe other people in the company are in a similar predicament.